Welcome to adding and subtracting decimals. As you watch this video, remember you can pause it, rewind it as much as you need to. If I'm going too fast, definitely pause it, and so you have a chance to catch up. We're going to do a few examples together, and then you will get a chance to try a couple on your own. So my first problem that we're going to do, example number 1, we're going to do 21 and 261 thousandths. Zoom in just a tad bit there. Plus 27 and 198 thousandths. Okay, it's written like this, and we want to know what the sum is. Remember, the sum is when you're adding. And the first step we need to do, step 1, and yes, I do want you to write this. If I'm writing it, I want you to write it. That means I think it's important enough. First step is to line up your dots and give it all you got. Line up your dots, which also means the same thing as lining up your decimals or all the place values. So you're adding the ones with the ones, tens with the tens, and then so you're just adding them up to the right place value. Okay, so I'm going to line this up. Down here. So my tens are lined up, my ones are lined up, my decimals are lined up, my tenths, hundredths, and thousandths are lined up. Okay, so we're going to add this, and we're going to start in the thousandths place. It's our smallest place value. We always start with our smallest place value. Now, if writing it lined up this way is a little tricky for you because you're just a little messy with your handwriting or something, one thing you can do is you can always turn your page sideways, and you can write it like this if you wanted to, and write one number in between each line. You can do this anytime you need to do something to line it up to keep neat. Okay? If you want to work this way as I work the other way, you can. So I'm going to turn it back, but feel free to write it either way. Whatever helps you to help you work correctly and neatly to make sure you understand your own work. All right, so 1 1,000ths plus 8 1,000ths. We add those up. 1 plus 8 is 9. Okay, and then I have 6 hundredths plus 9 hundredths would be 15 hundredths. So I need to bring that 1 over here because then that's enough for a tenth. 1 tenth plus 2 tenths plus 1 tenth would be, 4 tenths. Okay, sorry about that mess. Let me clean that up a bit. So hopefully that's a little bit neater here for you. Okay, so 4 tenths. And then 1 plus 7 would be 8 ones. The decimal goes straight down. That's why I drew that arrow. Just remember the decimal just goes straight down. And then 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay. Another way we can make sure that this answer makes sense or that it's reasonable is 21 and 261 thousandths is close to 21 because the 2 tells that 1 to stay the same. 27 and 198 thousandths is close to 27. So if I add those up, I get 48, which is real close to the actual answer. Okay, I do want you to remember a reminder that the decimal goes straight down. And if you line them up neatly, this won't be an issue. Okay, problem number 2. That we're going to do together. So example number 2, we're going to do 3 and 46 hundredths plus 10 and 834 thousandths. Okay, notice I lined up my decimals. They're straight lined up, so my decimal will go straight down. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. Then I have something missing here. Because it's missing, I'm going to fill that in. So anytime you have missing zeros, you want to fill it in. So write yourself a reminder to fill in zeros. They're like ghost zeros. Okay, so I'm going to add 0 plus 4 is 4. 6 plus 3 is 9. So now I have 4 thousandths, 9 hundredths. 4 plus 8 would be 12 tenths. So 4 tenths plus 8 tenths would be 12 tenths. So I have 2 tenths, and then I have 10 tenths that I need to do something with. So I'm going to put that over here because 10 dimes, 10 tenths would be enough to make $1. Think about it as money. 1 plus 3 plus 0 would be 4, and then we have our 1. Okay, I did that. There we go. And if we estimate this, again, we can see that it makes sense because 3 and 46 hundredths is close to 3 because the 4 tells the 3 to stay the same. And then 10 and 834 thousandths would be close to 11 because 8 tells that 10 to go up to 11. And we add that up and you see we get 14. So it's close to the actual answer. So I didn't write this down yet, but step 2. Step 1 was lining up our dots. Step 2 would be to add or subtract. And you follow your normal rules of adding or subtracting. So next year, be careful with your calculations. Or your facts calculations. Oops, let me scoot that out. So be careful with your calculations. All right, another example, we're going to do a subtraction example. That will be very good. That's one that tricks people up. I always try to do, whenever I do examples, try to give you an example of things that might trick you up. So that if you're going back and looking at your notes or something that tricks you up, that I've already thought of that for you. So hopefully going back and looking at your notes could be very helpful. So let's say I have $14 and I spent just 85, we're just going to make it 85 cents. I know it's kind of weird, but there we go. 85 cents. How much money then would I have left over if I only spent 85 cents? How much more could I still spend? Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is line up my dots and give it all you got. Line up your dots and give it all you got. So $14, if you don't see the decimal, it goes at the end. Remember saying that in class? If you don't see the decimal, it goes at the end. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill in my 85 cents. So now I lined up my dots. This is a subtraction. Make sure you pay attention to the correct operation. Sometimes people will miss things just because they're not paying attention to the correct operation. All right, and then remember one of my other hints was to fill in our zeros. So I'm just going to fill in my zeros. If you think about this like money, $14, where would the decimal go? At the end. I want to make sure I get all my $14. So anytime you don't see the decimal, it goes at the end, and I filled in my zeros. Okay, now I'm ready to subtract. Okay, so I can't do 0 hundredths minus 5 hundredths. So I need to have some hundredths up here to be able to subtract those 5 hundredths. So I need to do some regrouping. There's nothing to regroup from here, so I have to go all the way over to the ones place. So that's like $1. I'm going to take that $1, cross that, that $4 is now going to be $3. And that $1 needs to be changed into my tenths and hundredths. So this will be, now, because it takes 10 dimes to make $1. That's why you put the 10 there. 10 plus the 0, which was what was there. Now I can go to the next step. So I can take a dime from here. Now I have 9 dimes, 9 tenths, and make it into pennies, which would 1 dime equals 10 pennies. So now I can go ahead and subtract. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 8 is 1. Remember, we bring the decimal straight down. 3 minus 0 is 3. And then the 1 minus nothing is 1. Okay, so I'm going to show you another way this can work that might be even easier for some of you. So here's my $14 minus 85 cents. Another quick way to do this is I can't do 0 minus 5. Okay, I can't do 0 hundredths minus 5 hundredths. So I'm going to go this way, but make that 40, 39. See, that's the same thing I did over here, what it ended up looking like. So it's a little shortcut. So now I have 10 minus 5 is 5, 9 minus 8, and I get the same answer. And don't forget the decimal goes straight down. Okay, this makes sense because we know $14 is about 14. 85 cents is almost $1, so if we estimate, we'd have about $13 left over. So this is my estimate. Forgot to write that on my other estimates, but I'll write it up here. Estimates help you know if your answer is reasonable. All right, I want you to try these on your own, and then we will discuss these in class. So these are try on your own. 13 minus 943 thousandths. If you don't have room on this page, by all means go to the back side. I'm just trying to fit it all on this page for you on the so I don't have to turn the page while I'm talking. So 254 thousandths plus 1 3/10 plus 79 hundredths. What does that equal? Remember to line up your dots and give it all you got. And make sure you fill in your zeros. Those are big hints there that could help you be successful here. Thank you. Good luck.